Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Batman Unlimited Batman. This is a new line of Batman figures. I think initially they were called Batman Legacy. Now they're calling them Batman Unlimited. They're kind of just all over the place, really, for it. Packaging is pretty good. It's kind of got like a bat scene in the back, but kind of looks more like fire to me. And on the side, there's a picture of Batman there from the new 52. Like it or hate it. I don't know. Spot's still kind of on the fence for it. As for the back of the package, other two figures that made the Batman Unlimited line. There was the Batgirl as well as the Penguin. The read-up says, as a young boy, Bruce Wayne saw his parents fall victim to a senseless crime. His focused purpose became to avenge their... Oh, his focused purpose. Let's see, Spot. It all depends on where you stop a sentence. His focused purpose became to avenge their deaths by fighting Gotham City's criminal elements as Batman. The people of Gotham City see Batman as an almost mythical figure able to tame any adversary, no matter how powerful to thwart crime. He relies on his awesome deductive powers, sheer physical speed, and an assortment of high-tech weaponry and unique crime-fighting aids. Did everybody just experience that? What just happened a minute or so ago? This read-up, actually, if you remember my review of the Batman All-Stars New 52 Batman, this is the exact same read-up, and this is also the other time that Spot said the exact same mistake. Instead of saying figure, I said creature. Apparently, Spot set his mind on saying creature. I don't know why. I can tell you, though, real name is Bruce Wayne, occupation CEO, crime fighter, location Gotham City, powers, abilities, and skills, martial arts expert, master detective, vast arsenals of weapons and gadgets. Yes, they have just reused the exact same read-up and everything else as they did with the other New 52 Batman that came with the All-Stars line. That's no biggie. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break. I'm going to get this opened up. When we come back, we're going to have a look at the new Batman from the new Batman Unlimited line. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Well, we'll get it out of the way right now. The new Batman Unlimited Batman is just simply a repaint of the Batman All-Stars, DC Universe All-Stars Batman from the new 52. It is the exact same figure. Having said that, it takes everything that was good about this figure and it gets rid of it. I don't know how it manages to do it, but it takes... I really enjoyed this figure as a whole. I really thought it was good. It takes all the elements that I liked about this figure away, and we're stuck with this. Not a bad figure by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a bad figure, but it's just not as good as the original. Well done, Spot. You've just managed to completely ruin this entire review. You've said everything that's wrong with it at the beginning. You don't even need to talk any further. You could just stop right here. You could just roll your credits. You could do all your other stuff. I'll see you guys next time and just call it a day. Well, actually, let's just move him out of the way first. We'll move the original Batman out of the way first. And let's have a look at this Batman. It's a nice mold. In fact, that was one of the things I really liked about the initial mold of this figure when it was featured in the All-Stars line. It's a good mold of Batman. In fact, let's bring him back in. There he is right there. A little bit of a hair, excuse me. Joys of having a cat. But, yeah, it is the same figure. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. For starters, he's metallic. You can see that he's got a metallic thing going on. Now, you could use the argument, sure, because he's more of an armored Batman, let's give him more of a metallic color. I kind of dig this kind of gray, bluish gray pewter that they had going on with the initial release of this figure. And then just to give him this metallic, not a fan. I'm just not a fan of this going on, this business going on here. Another thing that I'm not also a fan of, as I just move the camera back here, this cape. It was a pretty nicely sculpted cape on the inside. You kind of had this dry brushing effect. Really done well. Thought it worked really, really well. Sure, yeah, it had that cape that was kind of was brought in, kind of played havoc with the legs that was going on with this figure. But what then they have done in this case, they've just simply given this Batman a complete sheen. They've just given him this shiny cape, shiny cowl. Cowl looks good. In fact, I could almost say that the cowl, the fact that it's this sheen, almost brings out more the eyes of Batman. Some of the details there that maybe wasn't as visible on the initial figure. But I really don't like this really shiny cape. Kind of looks like it's just a black licorice fruit roll-up. Kind of contradicts itself, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of this shiny licorice-like cape that he's got going on. Maybe if this cape was on that Batman, the one that's lying down right there, but just this coupled with the metallic, personally, I'm not a fan. I'm not really a fan. He still has nice details to him. The utility belt looks like it's the same. It doesn't look like it's any different between the two figures. Everything else obviously is just the same mold. The boots are the same. Gauntlets are the same. The raised emblem is the same. I really like this. Again, surprised. You can check my review. But I was surprised that I liked this figure as much as I did. But then it almost gets spoiled by the color scheme that they went with this figure. I think if anything I could say, the one thing I like the most of this figure is I like the shiny black perhaps on the cowl. And that's about it. I don't know. Maybe a lot of you guys like this shiny plastic on the cape, but it almost looks like Batman's wearing a garbage bag. I don't know. I just don't know. In the way of his articulation, his head rotates left and right, up and down. Pin and socket shoulders, they rotate all the way around, back and forth. Rotation in the bicep, bend at the elbow, rotation in the hand. He's got the upper torso bend, rotation in the waist, forward, back on the legs, out on the legs, rotation in the thigh, bend at the knee, and finally a hinged foot. It's also funny too that we would have gotten a Batman so close to one another. We've gotten Batmans in the past where obviously they are reused molds, but as far as I know, this Batman from the New 52, the All-Stars Batman, wasn't that old, and yet as quickly as he was released, it wasn't that much longer that we got the Batman here from Batman Unlimited. So I'm not really sure why Mattel felt the need to release this guy so quickly. And if they were going to release this as part of the Batman Unlimited line, I almost would have preferred if they had just re-released this guy. Of the two, I like this one a little bit more. I think it works better as a whole for the figure. That this one, I think, just would stand out on your shelf with other DC Superheroes figures or DC Unlimited figures. He just looks to me like he's a repaint of an original figure, and that's exactly what he is. If given the choice, I would say, if you find him, this one's a better one to go with, but he's still not a bad mold. And this one actually still works. I just prefer this one a lot more. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to give him a 7. Obviously, he's the easier to find now. I still would really recommend getting the original if you can find him. Today's toy spot, though, we're having a look at the Batman Unlimited Batman from the New 52, without his underoos, sporting a not really necessary metallic color that they really should have just left off. But you guys can let me know your thoughts down below. Certainly stick around. I've got 2 more figures I want to review from the Batman Unlimited line. So those are definitely coming pretty much right around the corner from this video. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.